Coming up on the Merge Out Loud, Sons of the Most High and Chris Searcy are in the Merge Studios.
Hey, welcome to Merge Out Loud. My name is Tower. We're with two artists on the show, Sons of the Most High and then later Chris Searcy. Daryl and Paris, so good to have you guys on. You do hip hop. Really excited to show the video here in just a minute. I checked it out. I'm definitely a fan. And we're going to talk a little later about your foundation, which is working on ending gun violence around the country. We're going to talk about that. First of all, music, hip hop, how'd you get started? How'd you guys meet? Like, what was the inspiration for this?
We met in the beginning. It was like 30 of us in the group, no exaggeration. Well, maybe 20. But little by little, they each left, and we were the only two who stuck around, stuck it out. So. And
so it's kind of a hip hop collective.
Well, it started off as a hip hop collective. Now it's just a hip hop
like
duo.
a Wu-Tang thing.
We went from Wu-Tang to Outkast.
Okay, because that's like an NFL team, not a rap group. 20 people.
Yeah. A lot of them were security, but props to them. We love them.
And every artist that truly becomes an artist hits a point where, there are so many people that kind of mess around with wanting to do music for a living or wanting to do art for a living or wanting to do athletics for a living. Right. And they never step up and actually make that commitment of, yeah, this is what I do. What point did that happen for you guys?
Well, I would say probably about 7 years ago. We actually were like, yo, it's time for us to do an album. Let's put it out there, let's see what happened, who we can get to gravitate towards us. And we did just that. We did an EP, put that out there, and people started taking it and eating it up. And we were seeing that our music was reaching people and actually making a difference in people's lives and stuff like that. And that right there alone set us down and was like, yo, this is serious. People need this, what we're doing. So we was like, we got to give it to them.
And the coolest part about hip hop has always been the storytelling, and that's how it got started. Yeah. The biggest thing that can make or break an artist in hip hop is working with the right producer that gets who you are. And some artists do their own beats and actually work on that in the studio. Do you guys use beats from other people? Do you kind of sit down and map that out? How does that work for your albums?
Usually, we've been blessed to the point where producers give us music. We have a lot of producers who really want to work with us, who believe in our vision, the vision of the group, and so they help us out. And we also getting into the production as well. So it's a little of both. We do it, and then we outsource.
And let's talk about the way, how you kind of determine the artistic vision of where you're going. Because when you're in a band and there are 5 or 6 people, you kind of vote on it. Right. When you're a solo artist, well, just whatever you say goes. This is the first time we've had a duo on where you really each kind of have a 50% share in this thing. How do you get on the same page?
I normally just tell him what to do, and then he's like, okay, yes, let's go.
You're the dictator.
Yes. No, we'll work on song. If he got an idea for something, he'll bring it to the table. If I have an idea, I'll bring it out and we'll sit down and, if one of us don't like it, we just won't work on it. Or vice versa, if we like it, we both get in and make it into something great. And we both open-minded people. We like to hear different sounds. We don't like the same thing that goes on that we always hear on the radio or that we always see on television. We like to always try something new and try to stretch it a little bit.
We're with the Sons of the Most High right now. Coming up, we talk about their foundation to end gang and gun violence, as well as check out their video featuring Chris Searcy, who will also be on the show a bit later. This is the Merge Out Loud. Hey, welcome back to the Merge Out Loud. I'm Tower with Sons of the Most High right now. I'm going to get to your video with Chris Searcy in just a bit, who will later be on the show also, which is very cool. You have a foundation which is called
Celebration of Life. We said that together
today. And what's really cool about this is that, you see a lot of people in the entertainment world that start a foundation. It's usually because they feel kind of guilty about maybe not doing a lot outside of maybe creating entertainment. You guys, this hits really close to home, and you started something because you lived through something else. Tell me about it.
Well, we started the Celebration of Life Foundation about 6 years ago now. And it stemmed from an incident that we both experienced, being innocent victims of gun violence in Chicago. And at that moment, we were visiting, I was fresh home from school, and we had just did the photo shoot for our EP, You'd Rather, that same day. And later on that night, we were visiting a friend, and no gang signs, no words, no anything. Some guys came, they looked at us. Later on, they pulled off and came up the gangway. And at that point, we were in the car. We were getting ready to pull off and shot up the car. They found 27 shells on the ground, 18 holes in my car. I got shot in both my legs, my shoulder. I got shot in my face. I don't know if y'all can see it on camera, but he was sitting right next to me, and thank God he didn't get hit at all. He helped me stay focused to the point where I was able to. He was like, man, we got to go, we got to pull off. So I was able to pull off.
I'm just a great friend.
Yes, great guy, great guy you are. And as I pulled off, the guy stepped in the street and he kept shooting. So we both dropped our phones. I turned the corner to get out of the line of the fire, and I crashed. We ran out, got out of the car. We running down the street. Everybody on the street basically turned their backs on us. One lady, we thought she said she'd take us to the hospital. We grabbed the handle and she pulled off. And we went to the house, and the only house we seen with lights on. And he said, I called the police, but he wouldn't open the door. So we were like, once that situation came to its conclusion, it was like, we put our faith in each other so much that we forget God sometimes. We forget to have that mustard seed of faith that he asked for in him. And with that, it was like, you can either one, go back to the neighborhood and, retaliate and look for the guys, or you can either two, do something else about it. And that's where the foundation came from. We wanted to help stop violence altogether, whether it be gun violence, domestic violence, any type of violence.
And then more so, it's not just about stopping violence.
Right,
we want people
right.
to enjoy life. So we do voters registration, we do HIV testing, because violence is a part of life that that can be taken out, but you still want to live life to the fullest.
Right.
And real quick, because we're running out of time, but there have been 130 basically gang deaths in the city of Chicago alone, where this show is filmed, since the first of the year, which actually means we've lost more Americans in Chicago than we have in Iraq or Afghanistan this year, which just blows my mind. We're, as having been through something similar to this, like, where do you even begin to turn a problem like that around?
Well, you got to start in the communities. You start with the core community in your neighborhood, and just let them know we got to band together. We need to band together and get this and change this.
Can you go ahead and transition to the video right now, which is featuring Chris Searcy, who's going to be on the show in just a minute. It's called?
Yes.
Because Your Love, Sons of the Most High, featuring our boy Chris.
Okay, and it's the only hip-hop video I've ever seen with mimes.
We had to change it up a little bit.
Did you like mimes as a kid, or?
Not as a kid, no.
Not as a kid.
As a teenager, yes. I like these moms in the video, though. They're great.
Yes. Shout out to GMOP.
Yeah.
Real quick, just you've got a song, you make it in the studio, then you want to put a visual representation to it. Where did that come from?
To be honest, it just little by little what happened. The song came from Chris called us, was like, man, I really need you guys' help. I'm struggling out here. We were like, you know what, we got you. And we wrote the whole song by ourselves. He didn't help at all. No, he helped out, and then we met up with somebody who wanted to shoot the video for us because they believed in the vision, and it just went from there. It just built.
Yeah.
Okay, the song one more time is called?
Because Your Love.
Sons of the Most High with Chris Searcy, who's going to be on the show in just a bit. It's been great to be with you guys. We'll be back with you at the end.
Enjoy it.
This is the Merge Out Loud. Hey, welcome back to the Merge Out Loud with Chris Searcy. It's great to have you on the show. I found out via YouTube kind of about the video Addicted we're going to see in just a bit, so really glad to have you on, man.
Thanks for having me.
What's really cool about what you're doing is really you are the next generation of artists, and that you're not waiting for a record label or for anybody else to give you permission to do what you do. You're actually venturing out into not only music but other things, which is I think what we're going to see more people who are doing music in the future doing. First of all, how did you get your start? What made you want to go from a casual kid who sang in church to an actual artist?
I was always into music. Growing up, my mom and father, they would give me any and everything I wanted. So one Christmas, they said, what do you want? I was like, give me a karaoke machine. You have the 2 tape decks. You can put one blank tape in and record on the other tape.
Okay,
so
okay.
I started like that with the karaoke machine, and it just I took a great interest in it as I grew older and older. I just started getting into things, Pro Tools and everything. I'm like, man, I really like this. So.
And when you were a kid, what were you singing, like children's songs?
Oh, just, ABCs, making up stuff.
That's going to be a bonus track on a future album.
Right.
You sing the song with all the states, so you can remember those
Right,
from
exactly.
elementary school.
Yeah.
And before we talk more about the album, you actually want to get into your own sunglasses line. You're a big fan. I think that's just so awesome how we see more and more artists being like, you know what, my vision goes beyond just doing a video, just doing an album. I want to do some other things.
Yeah, you see a lot of artists doing the clothing lines and stuff like that. And now recently, they're getting shoe deals now. Reebok and Nike, they're giving deals or whatever. But I really like sunglasses. So I'm like, man, instead of paying, I can sketch it out myself and get a design I really like and have somebody fabricate it up for me and make it come to life. So yeah, I'm really excited about that.
Album comes out in July,
Yes.
right? And it's called?
It's called Inbox.
Inbox.
Yeah, everybody like, inbox, what's inbox? Inbox, like your email, you have your inbox and you get all these different messages. Basically, inbox is just all the messages that's within my heart that I just want to push out to the masses.
And tell me about, as you put this together, you're putting together enough songs to make a full album. Like where did the inspiration come from to sit down and write and want to share these songs with people?
Everyday life, just life, everyday life. I'm in the studio every single day. I have my own studio in-house, and I just create every day. So it's just life situations, I guess.
Yeah, and I love that you're a Christian doing R&B because we see a ton of Christians doing hip hop. Yeah. We see a ton of Christians doing all kinds of rock music. We see a lot of Christians doing pop music. Yeah. There are very, very few that are doing like true R&B. Yeah. Who made you want to start making music? I mean, aside from like when you were little and kind of doing stuff in your what were the artists that made you say,
Of course, the late Michael Jackson. He was just amazing. He was the world's greatest youth leader, I say, because even babies to this day know who Michael Jackson is. So him, I love him. And
and I grew up on a farm, so I didn't even know his music, but when I was a kid, I mean, as I got a little older, of course, I discovered it like everybody else. Yeah. But it's amazing that he was so iconic that, I remember where I was at when I got a text message that said he'd passed away, and I'm sure that almost everybody has that connection.
I was actually in the barber shop when I found that out. I was like, are you serious? It's all on CNN. I'm like, are you serious? I'm like, it's got to be a joke. I'm thinking maybe he's trying to pull out of the tour that he had coming up overseas. But once we found out it was true, I was like, oh wow, it's too early for that,
Yeah. Let's go ahead and talk about the actual video itself. You shot it in an old theater that's from the 1800s?
Yeah, the Canterbury Theater out in Michigan City, Indiana. I think it said 1869 is when they built it, and it's still in great shape.
And you're having some fun with this because you're actually, you play a janitor. Tell me, did you kind of sit down and come up with this concept, or did you meet with the guy that was doing the video and say like, okay, what are we gonna do with the song?
Yeah, we all had a round table meeting, and I was like, man, I wanted to be humorous, man. I said, I don't want to be too serious, I said, I just want to have fun with it. So Nick, he's like, hey, why don't you dress up like a janitor, dude, and push a broom? I'm like, that's too humorous, And then I was like, hey, let's try it.
Well, you know what? Like, does the world really need another R&B video with the guy like singing by the car? I mean,
exactly.
Exactly.
So yeah, we just I took the challenge and we had fun with it, and it's working.
It really does resemble more of a film than a traditional music video because there's kind of a storyline there to where you go from like this janitor singing into your mop into this guy who really kind of has a Michael Jackson vibe in the look that you've got and everything there. Tell me, like, there's a full choreography set in that. Yes. Is that something that comes naturally to you, or were you kind of the awkward dancer that had to learn?
Awkward, dude. awkward. But now it's getting better and better as I go. So.
Okay, because it's one thing to like dance at a wedding reception. Yeah. It's another thing when there's a whole crew of people that are staring at you.
Exactly. So they like action. One more time. So.
Hey, wrapping up here before we go to the video, tell me where the song came from in your life and what it's about.
Addicted. Addicted. I was just at a point in my life. I've seen a lot of situations, people been addicted to drugs and everything else. I was like, man, Jesus, I just want to be addicted to you, And I started, I'm addicted to, and it just started coming and coming and coming, and that's where it came from.
So you wrote the song like 15, 20 minutes, just kind of fell out of you?
Yeah.
Very cool. We'll meet Chris Searcy, the janitor, and Chris Searcy, the superstar. We're gonna watch the Addicted video right now. This is the Merge Out Loud. welcome back to the Merge Out Loud. We're with Sons of the Most High and also Chris Searcy. Yes, let's talk about the faith element of what you do and just how your belief in Jesus has compelled you to make music. Can you tell me about that?
I'm just so focused on what God can do and what Jesus could do. I'm done looking at the labels for record deals, so therefore I just created my own situation with my radio records, and God is just elevating it like crazy. So that's what my faith is. I'm like, I know you could do it.
And you guys have really taken a similar path, right?
Yeah, we done the exact same thing, man. We got our Spins by Faith Entertainment going on, and it's building and it's growing, and it's just saying that, you know, we are out here, God to make a way for you.
Yeah.
And let's talk about collaboration a little bit. How did you guys ever meet to do, because, you know, one of the videos we played on the show is the two of you together. Like, how did you ever? Project Metamorphosis.
That was a long time ago, back in the bad old days.
That was maybe what, about 4 years?
This feels like 10, 20 years ago. I was 6 when I met Searcy.
And you know, they really needed some help, so they kept calling and calling and hunting me down. So I was like, all right, I bless y'all with a hook, man. Come on.
We needed some dance routines, so we asked him, to show us something. But he didn't know how to dance either, so it was like, make a song together then.
A whole bunch of Bobby Brown videos.
Tell me just about, like, I guess being in a similar community of artists, because creative people all tend to stick together. How do you just encourage each other and keep pushing each other forwards?
I think more so, beyond the music, we encourage each other on a spiritual level. Because the music, all that will come. God has given us an anointing and, and a place that calling on our life, but we try to make sure that what we're saying is based on word. And then we all friends. So within this knit family, because we're real picky about who we let in. You know, because evil company can work good manners, so you got to be careful with who you let around you. So we just encourage each other as men to stay, Christian men, God-fearing men.
And because you've written a song together, when you write a song, does that just come out of hanging out, or do you really need to get together and be like, no, we're gonna?
Come out of hanging out. Like he called me one day. We actually did a mixtape together too.
Rough draft.
And he called me one day and said, man, I got a song. And I showed up at his house like 5 minutes later, because like let's do it, because it's just like that. We family, we brothers, so.
Then we stay like literally 5
5
minutes
minutes
away from each
direction
other.
away from each other, yeah.
Tell me about what's coming up next. You've got an album coming out on
July. We don't have the date in stone, but it's going to be July. We're going to do a big release party, and we're definitely going to let everybody know about it. Yes, sir.
And for Sons of the Most High, what's
we're working on wrapping up our album, Hell No, We Won't Go. Hopefully out at the end of this summer also. So, we got that going on. Our Celebration of Life Week. You can hit us up at MySpace. Check us out, Sons of the Most High. Just Google us.
We're going to do our own line of baby bibs.
Yeah. I like that. I like that.
That might be a good idea.
Sunglasses, baby bibs. You guys are all kind of getting out there and going different.
And the ice packs, bro.
directions.
And the ice pack. Yeah, the wrist ice pack.
We're going to actually wrap up the show in just a couple of minutes here. You guys are going to do a little bit of impromptu performance here. Is this how songs get written? Like, tell me, what we're going to see, is this how it really happens in the studio, where you just kind of, you said with your song Addicted, which became the video, you just kind of started singing, and then it became a hook?
Yeah, and it just poured out of me. So, yeah, this is how it is. It just comes.
We sit around, man, play some music, turn the cameras on, and we just have fun, man. Yeah. That's what our music is. Our music is fun. It's just life every day for us.
Once again, Chris Searcy and Sons of the Most High, great to have you guys on the show. I've had a blast. Absolutely had a blast. Paris, thank you so much. You guys are going to go ahead and take us out of the show. You've put a little bit of performance together.
Yeah. Okay. Y'all ready? Y'all sitting down at home? Here we check that out. I be down for the L-O-R-D. No stopping, I'm rocking, you see the army. S dotting, we popping, that's what we all need. If you slacking, remember, hey, you can call me.
Because your love has got me saying my heart's open, take it, Lord, I'll give it up. I'll give it all to you, Lord.
You're my favorite brand name. You always cover my back. Whoa. Looking like the cutest couple, Lord. We're such the perfect match. And it's amazing. Your grace is hard to explain. And what's crazy is lately it's hard to explain. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, something like that. Yeah.